The leaked scripts are pointing to a massive, unconfirmed shakeup that will completely rewrite the power dynamics we have known for years. We are talking about hostile takeovers, bitter family feuds, and the return of faces we have not seen in ages. The network is trying to keep this under wraps, but the hush-hush rumors are spreading like wildfire, and it seems like the writers are preparing to drop a nuclear bomb on Lucy and the Quartermain women. You are going to want to hear every single detail of this unconfirmed leak, because the drastic storyline shift coming our way is going to leave everyone absolutely speechless. We all know that the arrival of Serena is practically set in stone for the end of this month. The unconfirmed leaks have been buzzing for weeks, and it seems like she is finally stepping back onto the canvas. But she is not just dropping by for a casual family visit. High chances are she is returning with a very specific, highly aggressive agenda. Lucy has been struggling endlessly with the power dynamics at Deception, constantly battling the overwhelming Quartermain influence, and she desperately needs a loyal ally. Serena stepping in to protect her mother's legacy makes perfect, dramatic sense. What if Serena has been secretly acquiring shares or building a financial war chest to bail Lucy out? The behind-the-scenes whisper is that Serena will be absolutely ruthless, showing a hardened side of herself. She is a formidable woman, ready to go to absolute war for her family's empire. But Serena is not the only familiar face rumored to be making a grand, dramatic entrance. The hush-hush rumors are swirling faster and louder than ever about the highly anticipated return of Dillon. Yes, ladies, Dillon? If these unconfirmed leaks hold any truth whatsoever, his arrival is going to perfectly coincide with Serena returning, and we all know that is no coincidence. The writers are clearly setting the stage for a massive, unavoidable collision. It seems like Dillon will be pulled right into the corporate crossfire from the moment his feet touch the ground. High chances are Dillon is going to align himself strictly with his family. Tracy and Brooklyn have been relentlessly plotting to solidify their absolute control over Deception, and bringing Dillon into the fold gives them the ultimate leverage. What if Dillon has been quietly working behind the scenes this whole time to help them? This unbelievable setup creates a spectacular, high-stakes battlefield centered entirely around Deception. We are looking at a drastic storyline shift where the cosmetics company is no longer just a backdrop for petty arguments, but the absolute focal point of the show's biggest conflicts. It seems like the writers are planning to put all these legacy characters into one massive, inescapable pressure cooker. On one side of the boardroom, we have Lucy and Serena fighting tooth and nail to keep the company. On the exact opposite side, we have Tracy, Brooklyn, and Dillon wielding the immense, intimidating power and endless wealth of the Quartermain family. The truth might be way more complicated than a simple boardroom brawl over profit margins. This is deeply personal. This is about family pride, legacy, and decades of unresolved bitterness finally boiling over into a ruthless corporate bloodbath. Now, just when you think this two-sided war is enough to keep us glued to our screens for months, the unconfirmed leaks introduce a massive, dangerous wildcard into the mix. Hudson. We already know Hudson is debuting as a mysterious executive late this month, but the behind-the-scenes whisper suggests his true motives are deeply tied to the fate of Deception. It seems like Hudson is not just passing through town on a business trip, he is a corporate shark circling the bloody waters of this intense family feud. High chances are Hudson does not care one bit about Lucy, Serena, Tracy, or Brooklyn. What if Hudson is actually representing a massive shadow conglomerate that wants to swallow Deception whole while everyone else is distracted by their petty squabbles? The truth might be way more complicated than him just being a passing antagonist. He could be the ultimate devastating threat. Let us dissect exactly how Hudson might operate in this chaotic, high-stress environment. If the hush-hush rumors are true, Hudson will expertly exploit the deep, agonizing divisions between the two warring factions. It seems like he will play Lucy and Serena against Tracy, Brooklyn, and Dillon, sitting back and letting them destroy each other from the inside out. What if Hudson secretly offers a lucrative, irresistible deal to Brooklyn, while simultaneously promising Serena that he can protect her mother's shares from the Quartermain? Hi, chances are, Hudson is a master manipulator who thrives on corporate chaos and human desperation. This drastic storyline shift would transform the Deception battle from a bitter two-way tug-of-war into a highly unpredictable, dangerous three-way chess match. Every single move made by Lucy or Tracy could inadvertently play right into Hudson's master plan. But we absolutely cannot talk about this corporate war without addressing the massive, undeniable elephant in the room, the romantic history between Serena and Dillon. For those of us who vividly remember their deep, passionate connection from years ago, seeing them on opposite sides of a boardroom table is going to be incredibly intense and heartbreaking. The behind the scenes whisper is that the writers are going to heavily lean into their unresolved feelings and lingering heartbreak. It seems like every argument over product launches and marketing campaigns will actually be a thinly veiled, emotional fight about their painful past. High chances are, the corporate sabotage will feel deeply personal because they are actively projecting their romantic heartbreak onto the business itself. What if Serena still harbors deep resentment toward Dillon for how things ended between them, seeking ultimate revenge? The emotional toll of this rivalry is going to be absolutely staggering for everyone involved. Imagine Serena standing up in a tense board meeting, fiercely defending Lucy with tears in her eyes, only to have Dillon shoot down her proposals with that classic, infuriating Quartermain arrogance. The truth might be way more complicated than just cold, hard business. It seems like Dillon might actually struggle immensely with his loyalty to Tracy and Brooke Lynn when he sees firsthand how much pain he is causing Serena. High chances are we will get those agonizing, emotionally charged scenes where they are trapped alone in an elevator or an empty office late at night, and the corporate masks finally slip to reveal their true vulnerability. What if Dillon tries to secretly warn Serena about a vicious move Tracy is making, crossing his own family just to protect the woman he used to love? And this is exactly where the mysterious Hudson fits perfectly into the emotional puzzle. If Hudson is going to be deeply involved in the deception takeover, he is going to be spending a significant amount of time with Serena, strategizing and plotting. The hush-hush rumor is that Hudson will not just be a corporate rival, but a very serious romantic one as well. It seems like Hudson will be completely captivated by Serena's undeniable fire, intelligence, and fierce determination to protect Lucy at all costs. High chances are Hudson will start out as a cold, calculating businessman with ice in his veins, but Serena's overwhelming passion will slowly thaw his icy exterior. What if Hudson realizes that executing his plan to take over deception means utterly destroying the woman he is rapidly falling in love with? The truth might be way more complicated, as Hudson makes an impossible choice. This potential love triangle is exactly the kind of drastic storyline shift we have been desperately craving for our afternoon viewing. On one hand, Serena has Dillon, the man who represents her past, her history, and a deep, unresolved love that is currently wrapped in layers of corporate betrayal and family loyalty. On the other hand, she has Hudson, the mysterious, powerful newcomer who represents a completely new chapter, a fresh start, even if he initially started out as a massive threat to her family's company. It seems like Dillon is going to become intensely, uncontrollably jealous when he notices Hudson getting close to Serena during their business meeting. Hi, chances are Dillon's blinding jealousy will make him act recklessly and impulsively in the boardroom, further complicating Tracy and Brooke Lynn's carefully laid plans. What if Dillon realizes entirely too late what he has lost? Serena is going to be at the absolute center of this massive storm, and I am entirely here for it. The behind-the-scenes whisper suggests that Serena's upcoming journey will be all about reclaiming her power, both professionally in the cutthroat business world and romantically in her personal life. It seems like she will eventually have to make a definitive, life-altering choice, not just about how to save deception for Lucy, but about who truly holds her heart. Hi, chances are Serena will use Hudson's growing affection to her distinct advantage, learning to play the corporate game just as ruthlessly and brilliantly as he does. The truth might be way more complicated than her just being a helpless pawn in a love triangle between two powerful men. What if Serena is the one secretly pulling all the strings, manipulating both Dillon and Hudson to ensure that Lucy walks away with full control? As we look toward the inevitable climax of this heavily rumored storyline, the stakes simply could not be any higher for these characters. Deception Cosmetics is the ultimate crown jewel, and Tracy, Brooke Lynn, Lucy, Serena, Dillon, and Hudson are all circling it like hungry wolves ready to strike. It seems like someone is going to lose absolutely everything they hold dear before the dust finally settles. Hi, chances are the corporate espionage will cross severe legal lines, and we might even see someone facing serious jail time or financial ruin before this bitter war is over. What if Hudson's mysterious, shadowy background hides a dangerous criminal element that threatens to drag Serena down with him if she gets too close? The truth might be way more complicated, and the catastrophic fallout from this deception war will undoubtedly ripple through the entire town altering relationships forever. But do not get too comfortable thinking you have this all figured out, my friends, because the writers are notorious for pulling the rug out from under us just when we think we know exactly who is winning. Keep your eyes locked on Hudson's every single move, scrutinize Dillon's subtle glances, and never underestimate the lengths Lucy and Tracy will go to see absolute power. A storm of epic betrayal is brewing that will leave deception in absolute ashes. Trust absolutely no one in this corporate bloodbath, because the real enemy is already hiding in plain sight, waiting for the perfect moment to strike.